Hi, I'm Michele Scott of the Pieceful Quilter. Thank you for joining me on my YouTube video. You're joining me today at Studio 101, which is, my house. Often when I'm away at a lecture or workshop, I get questions about a certain technique, about a fabric, how to use a certain fabric. And I thought, YouTube videos are all the rage with the kids, or at least what they're telling me, and with quilters. So I thought I would answer some of the questions and bring some of that information to you. A lot of people say, oh, I'd love to hang out with you. You seem like a lot of fun. Well, I asked my husband, I'm quite the party. So what I'm doing is I'm bringing my studio to you. If you like these videos, make sure that you share them, you like them, you do that whole thing that they do. And you are going to be hanging out with me just like I would be hanging out in my studio. This is what I wear. I'm all about the comfort. Or as my mom says, I look homeless. So you're going to join me homeless and braless. Every quilter should not wear a bra when they're quilting. And if you are wearing a bra, you need to immediately take it off and be more comfortable. I did put makeup on. That's the only concession because no one wants to see that. I have a new line out with Northcott. It's called Calypso. And by far, the coolest part of the collection is the Strip R fabric. Get it? Strip R. Patty Carey from Northcott came up with this concept. I think it's revolutionary. And Deborah Edwards helped me put it together because she's brilliant. She's the art director for Northcott. And it's really a phenomenal line of fabric. What it is 2-inch strips of the whole line. It's the whole line put together in strips. And what you can do with this fabric is amazing. This is in the Sun Glow colorway, and this is the Surf colorway. And people love it, but they say, well, what can I do with it? There's a bunch of stuff. I have a couple patterns out. They're great patterns. Well, of course they are, because I did them. There's two different quilts that use them primarily. And this is what's called Twist and Turn. It's being thrown up on the screen as well, so you can see a better image of the whole quilt. But this is the quilt top. And these looked like piece blocks. These looked like, oh, all this work. You had to cut the strips, and you had to sew them together. No, you didn't. All you did was cut one block. The block is not pieced. It is just the fabric. There it is. There. 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 All you're doing is adding the additional borders. That's all you're doing with this. Another pattern I have using the Strip R fabric is Caliente. Gotta love that name. Sweetie names on my patterns. He's brilliant at that. This does look like Caliente. It's sizzling hot. This center block is beautifully pieced, but it's only 16 blocks. It's a 4x4 grid of the Strip R that's cut on the diagonal and pieced together to make that center block. And then you add the ombre fabric, which I'm going to discuss in another video coming up. But what's great about this Strip R fabric is that you really can get a very intricate looking quilt in a very very short amount of time, like half the time. Not half the time, but you get the idea. And we love easy. We love easy and we love beautiful. So let me show you. Oh, and Northcott not only has the Strip R with my line, they have it with a bunch of different lines. So be sure to check that out at northcott.net as well. Let me show you how to cut these Strip R blocks. It's very easy. So let's get to that. There's lots of different ways you can use the revolutionary Strip R fabric. One of the really cool ways is in your border. You cut your strips as wide as you like. You put them on the sides of your quilt, bam! You have an instant pieced border and no one knows the difference. Another way to use it is just in the quilt as blocks. You can make a quilt out of these blocks. You can cut, 26-inch blocks and sew them together, and you have a rail fence quilt with minimal effort. The way you can do that, you can cut it. There's two ways you can do it. I like using a square ruler. It's not necessary. A square ruler is like a nice to have, but not a need to have. But let's face it, we have all the toys. So you probably have a square ruler. Put the tape where you want your cutting to be. So for this project, I would want 6.5 inch blocks. So I put my tape at the 6.5 inch so I can see exactly where the 6.5 inch measurement is. We'll buy a 6.5 inch ruler, but use what we have. Also, if you notice, I have these little white things here. You don't know what they are. They're pieces of sandpaper, because the Northcott fabric is cotton that feels like silk, and it's very soft, and you don't want it to be moving around a lot on the project. What you do is you put your, so I'm already squared off here. You put your square ruler there, and I'm going to put it against the edge. And like I said, there's two ways you can do it. If you are a very precise kind of person, you get your little Sharpie marker, you draw your line. It doesn't have to be dark, just so you can see it. You put the square ruler there, draw a line, then you put the square ruler there, so you have a perfect square. Because you can't see the black lines, I can. And that's why I said you don't need them really dark, because you can see them close up. And now you have your 6-inch block. You get your scissors and you can cut it out. That's more work. If you're more of a conservationist like me, you just go right in there. You go right in there with the rotary cutter and do boom, boom, and then boom. Will they be as accurate as if you draw them on? Probably not, but it's all right. I'm all about getting it done. I'm running a corporation. I'm very busy. I'm shooting videos on my spare time. I got to get these projects done. So I go right in there and cut it. And I didn't go all the way to the edge. I didn't go all the way to the edge. There you go. And you have your 6-inch block. Every stripe is 2 inches. So you make that adjustment in your project of how big. So you would do, obviously you would do 6.5 inch blocks, 8.5 inch blocks, 10.5 inch blocks for your project. So this is a great way to use the fabric and put that in a quilt. If you're doing corner to corner, same idea. Just make sure you have your little line there, your diagonal line will line you up. You can draw and cut it out if you're that perfectionist. But if you're me, and God help you if you are, you just do boom, boom, and then go back over where you already cut with your lines. Line it up again in the middle. And now you have a block. Oh, I did a better job on this one. Right on, right on, right on. There we go. There you go. You have, sorry, I was out of camera range. You have to try to find it. You have your on-point blocks. Cut 10-inch blocks out of these. You can have yourself a lap-size quilt in no time at all. Thank you so much for watching my first low-budget, slightly flawed video. If you like this video, like it. If you want to see more, subscribe to my channel on YouTube, or leave a comment. If there's something particular you want to see, if there's some kind of technique that I do or something that you've seen on my site and you want more of an explanation of it, email me at Michele@piecefulquilter.com and I'll throw another video up there. There's also other videos. There's one particularly interesting of machine quilting that I did for AQS at an AQS show that can get you started on machine quilting your finished product, your easy pieced project. If you like these quilts, if you like the patterns, if you like the Calypso fabric from Northcott, you want to order it, you can order it from my website at www.piecefulquilter.com. I got a whole warehouse full of fabric that I'm sure my husband would love to see me get rid of. And by warehouse, I mean garage. So thank you very much for joining me, and I hope to hear from you.